Hey, welcome back. How you doing? Okay, in layers we're going to unhide our default, which is just basically where we kept kind of this crap here, yeah? And what I'm going to do is start building this part here. We've basically built this bit. So before I do, just need to lengthen this out a little bit, and you can hear Mr. Twitters happily singing away. Hello, Mr. Twitters. 3D Palace is lovely. What is he? He's a parakeet, isn't he? Yeah, something like that. Right, so what I'm going to do is literally start from this piece here. So I'm going to make an inset to about there. Hit F4 so I can see what I'm doing. And now I'm going to bevel this back in a bit. And then bring that in like that, and this piece here will become our arm. So clone this, and this is our right mech arm main mount, just so we know what it is. And I'm going to just effect a pivot only and send it to object. That'll come in handy later on. And now from this I can start building the basics. So let me have a look. Now there's a lot of extra polys here that I could probably do without. Let's have a quick look. I think I can decimate every other, to be honest, without killing my model. Just gonna make sure I'm literally selecting every other vert. Afraid it's pretty noisy in the old 3D Palace office today. If you want it to be less noisy, send money. There we go. And just backspace to delete those. I pressed delete by mistake first and I just wiped it out. There you go, there's our lower polygon thing, which still fits inside incidentally. See? Right, let's look at my design, and this is going to come out in two parts. So I use bevel rather than extrude just because it gives me slightly more control over my piece. Right. Bring that up to about there. Click. So that's kind of a zero bevel, yeah? Now bring the bevel in just a tiny bit. Now I bring the height. You see where it kind of flickers in and out there? That's what I call a zero height bevel, and that enables me to do this. You see, which allows me to build in a lot more kind of detail than usually you'd be able to without breaking into lots of little parts, yeah? Okay, now I'm going to scoot this out a bit, just to about there, and then out again. That will give me a row of polygons just here, which will come in useful for me, and then finally up to here and out. And the reason that I've done that is because I need to basically create this part into a kind of rectangular shape. Okay, now the way I can do that is I can either move my polygons around, my verts around directly, and build the shape I want. And you know, it's really hard getting that by eye. I mean, the simplest way to do it really is going to be just building the piece and then kind of welding these parts together. And obviously that's the method that I'm planning on using. Now, what I'm going to do, turn that off, come over here, box, ensuring I've got auto grid on, and bring it down about half the way, yeah? Now I'm pretty sure I'm accidentally creating this in there. It needs to be built in here where it's not going to be hidden. Let's do it again. Okay, and I don't need to build it too big because I'm going to customize it as I go. Bring that up to there. convert to edible poly, and straight away I'm going to attach these together. Just bin this in, and I'm going to grab here, just do a quick loop, actually no, ring, quick connect, just drag that to about there. Extrude, and then extrude again. If you do it that way, then we're going to get some more interesting shapes. We're able to do this, this. Okay, because we've got some pipe mounts and all sorts of things that are going to be going in there. Trying to keep a kind of almost organic flow to our model as well, which isn't the easiest of things, trust me. Okay, now over here, I'm going to bring that up to there. And grab this piece. Doesn't matter what length I extrude it by, because I'm just going to grab it and pull it to round about there. I'm just trying to get a rough kind of idea for the shape, really. Another smaller extrude, and just move into edge mode again. Okay, that's fine. And then if I grab this part here and extrude again, bring that over to there. Okay, that's the initial shape of this piece. Now grab here, do a quick ring and a connect. Okay, and bring this up to about there, and grab this one and bring it down, and this part will come up a little bit. A little bit more. Alright, that seems about fine. I'm not really interested in these rear pieces. I'm detailing on this side at the moment. I can straighten them up later if I feel like it, you know. Connect. Bring these down. Not too far down, but there. Bring this down about here. It's a bit like making a gun with this part, which is kind of what some of the problem is for what I'm doing here. Okay, and grab here, 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 here and here. Extrude out. See, at the minute we have a very raw shape, yeah? I mean, compared to this refined shape here, this is really blocky and very, very basic. But not to worry, it will become more clear as we go along. Right, now is a good chance for me to grab these edges, especially these ones, look. Bring them down. Now I'm going to grab here, here and here. Use my scale tool and just flatten them. Bring them down a little bit like that. Grab that one as well. Okay, now I'm going to grab here, here, here and here, and just do the same. Okay, what I'm doing here is just flattening out these edges, yeah? Then I'll be able to use them to make some detail, because I have got some detail that I want to put on this side soon, but not yet. Right, come around this side. Got some smoothing to do. Now here's a useful little thing, the chamfer. We're going to chamfer this edge here, just by eye. So one, just over, you know, just over half, and then again, and then we can do it one more time, That gives us that smooth, crazy look there. Now you see these here, these aren't any use to us. We're going to have to really move these. So if I grab here, nip on the other side, make sure I haven't chosen the other side, rotate, just rotate it like that, and we can just pinch it or expand it as we see fit. Okay. There's going to be a good chance to kind of do it here. And then again here. Just making sure it's only these bits that are going to be affected. Get the scale about right. Bit of a tricky one because you have to kind of move it up and down at the same time. Okay, and now that we've got this kind of swoop here, if I just select these parts, see, the thing is, things that look really incredibly simple on paper, it's really easy to draw, you know, a curve on paper. It's not really that easy, unfortunately, to do it in the wondrous world of 3D. So you have to do it basically that way. Right, now, while thinking about it, clean your polygons, because they'll be a mess. Cap that. It's important to go clean up your polys as you go along, because otherwise when you come to doing important chamfers and bevels later on, well, it'd just be a bit of a mess really. Take that, just backspace it. Over here we can do a cut. A lot of the time it's simpler just doing a cut and taking out everything on the inside, like so. Thing is, when you do the whole kind of border and then cap thing, you know, it tends to fill it really well, so I've got a whip thread going on 3D Palace at the moment, you know, asking people to look at what I'm doing and kind of pretending that I can't work out what it is I'm going to make as a doodle. Because I've posted so many bloody times that I'm working on the Pariah now that it'd be like Peter, it'd be like Cry Wolf, you know. So I thought, yeah, I'll just get on with it. I'll not tell them what I'm doing. Just bridge here and here. And that leaves this piece here. Okay, just cap that. There we go, and that creates that really nice smooth edge, just going down the side there. And it is a nice smooth piece as well. Okay, now over here, you may remember this bit that we kind of built earlier. What I'm going to do is get rid of some polygons here, because we don't need them at the moment. We'll get them again later on. Now if I just go here, here, just all the way down basically, and just do a connect straight down the middle, and I'm going to get rid of these ones, then select these, and then we can do a hinge from edge. Pick here, 180 degrees. Now think ahead to how many polygons you're going to be comfortable working with. Okay, 16 is a good amount because it kind of ties in nicely over there with that. Although if you want to be more accurate, 22 would work better. Okay. Now I've got a little bit of cleanup to do. Press delete. And what we can do here is just grab there, 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 there and there. Just do a quick weld. I'll just weld those pieces in. Press F3 now. And as you can see, we have a whole lot of polygons to be deleted. The problem is you have to kind of get in right next to them, which doesn't help. There they are. Best thing to do is actually literally climb inside your model to do this bit, because you need rid of these. They have to be got rid of. There we go. Now then, that inner core piece just here, delete that off, okay, because you really don't want that piece. Another one just there, look, and another one. And now if we grab here and just do a quick collapse. Okay. Now we can see the shape we're doing. You can see the shapes evolving and becoming more complicated as we go along now. I mean, this is still very much the basic shape, however it's starting to get there. Now if we click here and cap it, we'll get this nice simple single cap going on. And we can cut now, which is always a good idea. It's better to cut than to have massive great big open polygons. It'll make things a lot easier for us down the road. Because 3ds Max will just try and calculate its normals based on, you know, what you're doing. Okay, now turn off cut, go back in here. I want to turn this into a single polygon for the minute. It doesn't make that much difference. When it comes to render time, 3ds Max, or Mental Ray in our case, will automatically calculate, you know, the tries anyway. But it just makes it easier for us when we're looking at it, to be able to look at this and go, ah, yeah, that's how it's putting a fit together. Yeah, that makes sense. Right, got that. Yeah, if you know what I mean. Okay, now up here, what I'm going to do, if I just select here, I think I pressed X. Have I pressed X? No, I haven't pressed X. There we go. X makes your gizmo go away, by the way. You wouldn't believe the amount of people who post on 3D Palace going, where has my gizmo gone? It's because you pressed X. Right, we're going to chamfer this wide, because the whole tubular design thing really is kind of awesome, and we like it. Right, now I'm going to go up here. And extrude it. A local normal, just bring it out like that. Click OK. There we are. Now I can chamfer it. Not too much, because we don't want to end up intersecting with the base. What I mean is we don't want our edge to expand past that if we can possibly help it. Okay, there we are. See, that shape works a lot better. Now, because we extruded by normal, these are pretty much in the right place, so it's a case of selecting them. If you have a Smart Select plugin, that does help. I've got Polytools somewhere. I've actually got a license for MJ Polytools, which is a bloody good application, but I keep forgetting to install it every time I get a new version of Max. What Autodesk needs to do, I mean, you know, kick up the arse Autodesk, is when you install Autodesk, you know how when you install like Mozilla Firefox or Internet Explorer or whatever, you know, it says, would you like to import all your bookmarks? Would you like to import, you know, all your favourites? Would you like to import those plugins that hack your mail folder? And you go, yes, rather stupidly, and end up with like 900 email addresses of people you don't know. We need that for 3ds Max when you upgrade. Would you like to bring across all the stupid shit scripts that you've had for the past 9 years that help you build a staircase? Or help you make a box? Yes. And then it'd populate your plugins folder, and if they're out of date, it would perhaps run in some sort of compatibility mode. But no, what do? New folder, completely new installation. I'll be halfway through a project, busy recording away, explain to someone how to use some awesome tool, and it's not there. This is primarily one of the main reasons that I don't actually use many plugins. I'll use edge checks and I'll use the placement tool, and usually that's about it. I might occasionally add in a couple of extras, but it's very rare. Okay. Now then, I'm going to be careful when I'm doing a chamfer here. Pick the smallest surface available, which is this one. I don't want to do a massive chamfer. So about there. And just keep it going. There. See? Nice and smooth. You see how it's kind of blending in nicely there. Now, one thing you may have noticed is these corners. These corners are not making me too happy, to be honest. There's a couple of ways of getting around this, but to be honest, the easiest one is actually select these, because I wanted it slightly rounded anyway. It's called Biting Ye Bullet, and then these will round off as well. There we go. Now then, for a little bit of tidy up just down here. You can probably see where I need to tidy up as well. So, and this is something that happens sometimes when you use the chamfer trick, unfortunately. And it's just something that you have to tidy up when it happens. Grab here. I tend to work by eye on this one. That looks moderately straight and it's in the right place. So what I'm going to do now is just get rid of that polygon there. And now if I go into vert mode, there's a dead vert just there which I can get rid of. And then if I select here and bridge it, we now only have this small gap here to fill. Take this, just backspace it away, and that one. I can now just border fill here. Now you see there, okay, that means it's going to basically border fill everything along here. So if that's going to be a problem for you, then don't do it. When it comes to doing a chamfer later on, okay, it's going to try and chamfer all the way along there. In fact, to be quite honest, the best method I think is just going to be there. Quick connect down the middle. Target weld. Then just have a quick look along here, just in case there's an extra polygon going on that I'm not aware of. Yeah, I've already put that one in. That would explain it. Okay, target weld. There. And now if you look, this area is much smaller, which makes a big difference later on. Don't believe me? You're the one going to have the funny looking model. Take out the entire side here. I'll try and keep these little lessons to about 20 minutes, but obviously, I mean, this one's at 25. It's going to go over a bit, so it's just if we're doing something that's, you know, a bit interesting, in my opinion. You may think, oh Jesus, no. Then I prefer not to break up the flow. I mean, it makes it easier for me as well. So cap that. Now we'll do some cut. One to there, one to there, some beautiful smooth shapes when you put your mind to it in 3ds Max, of course. Okay, now over here we don't have that problem because we didn't have that kind of junction just here, so it's not as much cleanup work, which is always a relief. Just a case of going and making sure we remove every polygon. Like I said before, if we're using something like edge checks, or we're going to be doing a minor chamfer at the edge, we need to be able to remove these polygons. It's important. Otherwise we get crossed over polygons, and even though I've shown in the past, and I'll probably show again in this tutorial at least once, how to remove your crossed polygons, it still doesn't make it, you know, fun when you could be off doing, you know, things that are more fun. Cut that. Cut mode, I'm going to cut from the top to the bottom. It's interesting, you see, as well, because mechanical and organic obviously both going to be mixed in this model to quite an intensive degree, and yeah, it's nice. I like that. And one of the things with that is getting the flow right for a start, and also you're going to notice the tutorial for when we're making the organic pieces will seem to be a lot shorter in places, because we're going to make the overall shape and then we tweak 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 and we keep on tweaking, basically. So there's a big variation between the two. Anyway, I'm going to save and I'll see you in the next part.